next experiment that we're going to learn is PCM, pulse code modulation. Before getting into the technicality of it, first we see the history of it, where exactly this will be used. Early electrical communications started to sample signals in order to multiplex samples from multiple telegraphy sources and to convey them over a single telegraph cable. Okay, that was the previous thing. So it was invented by Moses G. Farmer. Okay, that is the telegraph can be done by using the TDM technology. Okay, uh, an engineer by the name M.W. Miner in 903, that is in 1903, used electromechanical commutator for TDM to send the multiple telegraph signals at a time using the telephony technology. But during the year 1920, um, the particular 5-bit PCM machine was that is with respect to optomechanical device was formed, where exactly you can have a conversion from analog to digital converters were done. Okay, in late 90s 1940s, they were using something by the name CRT tube with a plate electrode having encoding perforations, oscilloscopes, where exactly the beam going to be swept horizontally at some particular sample rate, and the fluctuations with respect to vertical deflections to control the input and output. These were the things that we were doing with respect to this technology. But the moment we come for this PCM technology is uh, why we come for this and what is the use of it. Okay, this particular technology is used to digitally represent the sampled analog signals. Okay, where exactly we find this? This is a standard form that we are going to find in digital audio, and that is we are going to use in computers. And apart from this particular things are going to be used in digital telephony, and even these are going to be used in CDs also, compact discs. Okay, and even in DVDs also. So how exactly this will happen? Okay, a PCM stream is going to be considered. The amplitude of the analog signal is sampled regularly at uniform intervals, and each sample is quantized to the nearest value with a range of digital steps. To achieve this, by looking at this particular diagram, you can have analog information message signal is going to be taken, and it will be sent to low pass filter. It is going to be sent to low pass filter. Then uh, that particular thing is going to be given to a sampler. Okay, then from sampler to quantizer, quantizer to encoder. So then encoder are going to be provided with PCM output that will be given to channel. Okay, then at the receiving end you will be having any again regenerative repeaters that will be given to regeneration circuits, then to encoded to decoding, then to reconstruction of sinks, then getting of the input. This is the way you need to do the PCM sampling and its related thing. We are going to use this block in our imagination, and we are going to execute this by using the simulations. Okay, we just see how exactly it's going to happen. This block diagram represents the generation of PCM signals, so that is pulse code modulation. As we discussed in the theory, so we're going to give the analog input, that is a sine wave block that we're going to take it. We'll go with the time based with the amplitude of 5, and we go with the frequency 4 pi, that is 2 pi into 2, that is 4 pi. Then we are going to have a pulse generators. What exactly the pulse generator do is, if that particular t is greater than or equal to phase delay, okay, the pulse is on, that is it is going to be done with AND operations, and you're going to get an amplitude. Otherwise you're going to have the 0. So you should consider the amplitude of 5 with a period of 1 by 20th and pulse width of 50. Okay, you should work this particular block in time based. Then you should have a sample and hold block, right? Okay, usually we have a triggering type of either falling or rising, but whether go for at a rising edge, we're going to have that particular thing. Alter it. Then very important thing, uniform encoder. Okay, this encoder is can be done by using either 8 bit, 16 bits, or 32 bit. Better we go with a 3 bit encoding and we do it, which is of signed integer with a peak of 5, because amplitude is 5 that we have given it. Then this particular things which will be present in the integer of this particular MATLAB sandbox, so that need to be converted to bits. So as we have taken that, it should be of 3-bit type and which have a signed, and we need to take output bit order in terms of MSB. Okay, and let the keep this inherited rules as it is. Okay, then this entire thing will gives you the transmitting part that we have discussed in the previous thing. So then what we need to do, so just run the experiment and just check out what are the things we do have. What I do now is my intention is to see each and every block output. So I double click on it and I'm going to observe the first sine wave. Just observe your sine wave input, the sample version of it, okay, sampling signal and the sample version of it, quantized one, and the encoded 3 bits per level. The color represents what? 3 bit per encoding. You can just and you have amplitude of 5 itself. Okay, 1 2 3, three colors represents what? 3 different bits of it. You can just zoom it. You can observe the 3 bit levels there. Okay, this is how the input section will be built out. Then what we need to do, the reverse operations of it. The reverse operations can be done by connecting this to bit to integer converter. So what are the parameters? Again, the 3 bits, MSB first, sine and inherited rule. Then go for the uniform encoder having a peak of 5 and 3 bits. Overflow method, go with the saturated, don't go with the wrap, go with the saturated, and output level let it be double. Then we just see that reconstruction filters. That is, here we can use of analog filter design. Better word will gives you the better order one. Either you can select Chebyshev one and you can check in your system so that what may be the output for that. The filtering type that we are going to apply here is low pass filtering. Filtering order will be 8 and 4 pi. That was the frequency that we entered the earlier. So that will be connected to another one scope. So now we just run it and we just observe the double click on the scope. After double clicking it, you're going to get the output. So this will be my input analog signal that I've entered in the transmitting section, and after low pass filtering it, you're going to get the output signals. So which having a limit, there's a some delay in the bandwidth. There is some error is going to occur, and you're going to have. This is how you need to realize the PCM waveforms. Okay, thank you.